Saturday, the 25th of September 2015, was a day that will be etched in a special place in the hearts of broadcasters who either ply their trade on radio or television as announcers, presenters, producers, newsreaders, newscasters, engineers, editors, or cameramen, and the whole gamut of the broadcasting chain. It was a day that those who laid the foundation for the growth of the broadcasting profession converged at very close quarters in the same arena with the next generation of broadcasters whose faces are seen on television and voices heard on radio these days, churning out the news to keep the public abreast with happenings as events unfold. The event, which took place at the Wheat Baker Hotel at former Lawrence Road, now Onitolo Road in Ikoyi, Lagos, was a special dinner to celebrate Bimbo Oloyede's 40 outstanding years in broadcasting, as John Momoh, chairman of Channels Television, the convener of the evening, puts it. In view of the importance attached to the event, John Momoh and his wife Shola Momoh, who were both colleagues to Bimbo Oloyede Nee Roberts at the Nigerian Television Authority (NTA) for many years, they made the extra effort to reach out to all the colleagues and friends of the honoree from virtually every sector of life. The beauty of the arrangement was that the event was kept almost strictly in the broadcasting family. The list includes Dr. Christopher Kolade, who was, for many years, up till the late 70s, the Director General of Radio Nigeria. He was accompanied by his wife, Mike Anahoro, who graced the Nigerian television screens in the 80s as a newscaster. Also in this category were the likes of Sene Owo Brown, SAB, Ronke Ayuba, Ruth Benamesia Opia, Lola Alakija, Roti Aborowa, Ni Obileye, Fumi Odubekun, Kende Young Harry, Augusta Madwegbona, Modele Sharafa Yusuf, Adeswa Oyenokwe, Barrister Grace Bagbe, Miss Gold Oru. These women who lit up the television set with a lot of presence in mind and glamour, either as newscasters, presenters, producers, or marketing executives, have since moved on to different spheres of life to pursue their profession in the corporate communications or related fields. In the male category, names like those of Dejumon Lewis, who played the role of Kabiesi in the Village Headmaster series, was a prolific producer with the NTA. Bayo Dewusi, who still anchors the interview program One-on-One, was a reporter extraordinaire on the Newsline. Emeka Madwegbona, who is into full-time corporate communication, was also a top-flight producer with the NTA. Waheed Olagunju, who is now an executive director with the Bank of Industries, was for many years at the helm of NTA Sports Desk with Modele Sharafa Yusuf, who, by the way, pioneered female sportscasting on television. Taiwo Obileye, who is an actor, read the news on NTA and presented programs for decades. Dalade Bako, who came all the way from Sokoto State, seat of the Caliphate, for the event, presented and produced Morning Ride, which he created, Night Train, before his tour of duty as the Director General of the Nigerian Broadcasting Commission. Chief Tunde Oloyede, whose wife was being honored, was a producer par excellence. He produced such plays as The Village Headmaster, and Sonny Rabo of the Sonny Rabo Live SIB fame served as a lecturer of phonetics at the FRC and Training School and read the Radio Nigeria Network News for so many years. Mani Onumonu, a broadcaster par excellence, now a qualified lawyer, was a great presenter of the popular Radio Scope program on Radio Nigeria with his trademark, Money, the man with the honey but ain't got the money minds. His baritone voice boomed on Radio Nigeria Network News for decades. He is now into training of broadcasters and journalists. Ndidi Osaka was, before her retirement last year, a top shot with Radio Nigeria, noted for the presentation and production of Ibeguna, a Pidgin English grassroots-based program. Bisi Olatilo began his broadcasting career at the Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State before joining the Voice of Nigeria and Radio Nigeria, where he presented programs and read the network news for decades. Bisi Olatilo is the Chairman Chief Executive Officer of Biscon Communications, producers of the Bisi Olatilo Show, BOS, publishers of the BOS International magazine. Mrs. Stella Awane is the trainer who helped in the training of would-be broadcasters, whether on radio or television. An occasion such as this is most auspicious to relive how John Momoh forayed into broadcasting and indeed how he met and married his wife, Shola Adeleyin, then. John Momoh's broadcasting career began at the Ogun State Broadcasting Corporation, OGBC, with the likes of Sheson Ekishola, Femi Sowolu, Bola Makinde, and Mani Onumonu, with whom he later moved to the Voice of Nigeria and later Radio Nigeria, Lagos. It was at NTA when John Momoh read the news for years that he met his wife, Shola Adeleyin. John Momoh, who is from Edo State, and his wife, Shola Momoh, a princess from Owo in Ondo State, are both chairman and vice chairman of Channels Television, which has been adjudged the best television station in Nigeria for the 9th time. Bimbo Oloyede, the lady of the moment, was accompanied to the event by her husband, Chief Tunde Oloyede, octogenarian mother, and children. Also in the audience was a very strong legion of the happening faces and voices on Channels Television who were there to celebrate the one they call their teacher, friend, and auntie, and the one who has continued to inspire them. To set the tone for the event was the convener, John Momoh, Chairman Chief Executive Officer of Channels Television.
By her high caliber and remarkable commitment and loyalty to the profession, for more than 4 decades, she's helped to define the nature and quality of broadcasting in Nigeria, and has indeed provided such a great service to the people of this great country and even beyond. While it might be a bit unrealistic to wish Bimbo another 40 years of active broadcasting, I want you to know, Bimbo, how much you make us proud as broadcasters. Gratitude and success, first and foremost, to you. So let's all have fun tonight.
Next was a presentation of the citation of Bimbo Oloyede Nee Roberts, a well-chronicled detail of the defining moments of the 40 outstanding years of the broadcasting Amazon. She was presented a special plaque by Channels Television. The presentation was done by Dr. Christopher Kolade.
Congratulations and jubilations on the one to know
the Says Channels Television presents this award to Bimbo Oloyede in recognition of 40 years of outstanding broadcasting in Nigeria. September the 25th, 2015, Lagos, Nigeria.
Before proposing the toast of Bimbo Oloyede, with whom she shared the glamour of the Clegg light for decades, Senator Orwell Brown asked for a minute's silence in remembrance of all broadcasters whom we had lost over the years. Senator Orwell Brown congratulated Bimbo Oloyede for being a worthy standard-bearer in the broadcasting profession, still holding aloft the pride of broadcasters of her generation. She then asked everyone to clink glasses and toast to the honoree.
For she's a jolly good fellow. She's a jolly good fellow. She's a jolly good.
Of course, at the event, which had broadcasters in the main, banters and jabs were freely exchanged to relive the good old times they all shared. Legend of the television, Mike Enahoro, kept the audience busy as he recounted some experiences.
To sing la 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 la, oh it's so nice. From family menu we learn a lot. La 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 la, oh it's so nice. From family menu we learn a lot. From family menu we learn a lot.
In his own remarks, Chief Oloyede went back memory lane to revisit the event that led to his meeting with his wife, Patricia Roberts, whom he later married.
In 1975, a young lady was brought into the drama department, NTA. I didn't know where she was coming from. Wait. Taya Honoree, my boss, called me. He said, "Today, here's your new staff." I looked at her, looked at the hairdo. I said, hello. What's your name? He said, Patricia Roberts. So I looked at her again. I said, what did you say? Patricia Roberts. Don't you have a decent name? He said, what do you mean? I said, don't you have a Nigerian name? Patricia Roberts, not too English now. Do you have something decent like Okunko, Ali, and Bimbo? I said, ha, there you are. In this office, from this moment, you are Bimbo Roberts. But I did not know that later, that Bimbo Roberts will change to Bimbo Oloyede, 37 years now.
It was indeed a night of revelations. The octogenarian mother of the broadcaster Bimbo Oloyede, being honored, also gave a hint of how she spotted the talent of her daughter and made the push at the right time. In response, the honoree Bimbo Oloyede thanked John and Shola Momoh for the gesture, which she says she will cherish for a long time. Bimbo Oloyede, whose relationship with Channels Television as newscaster and trainer has spanned 12 solid years, says she looks forward to continue to contribute her quota in the years ahead to take to Channels Television to the next level.
I just have to thank everybody collectively. I appreciate it greatly. I thank those especially who came from out of Lagos. I thank you all. God bless each and every one of you. I really appreciate your coming out here. And I hope that when in the next few months, I send an invitation out to the launch, to invite you to attend the launch of a book that I've written on speech and pronunciation. I hope you will be kind enough to oblige me with your presence once again. Thank you very much.
In the final submission for the night, Dr. Christopher Kolade congratulated the honoree Bimbo Oloyede for the honor, which he said is most deserved. Dr. Christopher Kolade, who was Nigeria's former High Commissioner to the United Kingdom and former chairman of Cadbury Nigeria PLC, said that of all these, his days as the Director General of FRCN remains a watershed in his career. He concluded by saying that he would rather like to be remembered as a broadcaster and indeed be buried in the midst of broadcasters.
I've been an administrator, I've been a business person, you know, selling bombito for a living. I've even been a diplomat. But I can tell you this, that my hope, when the Lord calls me, is that the people who will lead the farewell will be the broadcasters.
He charged broadcasters to form what he called the community of broadcasters to forge a better understanding, harmony, and friendship among practitioners. The very exciting evening ended on a dancing note as everyone put on their dancing shoes and shook it down as the DJ and Benin Bay's Eno Louis turned on the musical heat.